Hello everybody. So in this video we are going to discuss the runtime inputs, and there are different ways of taking the input at the runtime in case of Java. So initially we will be starting with the scanner class. So scanner class is a predefined class provided in case of Java, which is defined in the java.util package, and this class provides you a separate method for every type of input. It means suppose I want to read an integer value, so I am being provided with the next int method. अगर मेरे को कोई इनपुट लेना है फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट टाइप का, तो नेक्स्ट फ्लोट मेथड इज अवेलेबल. If I want to read double type of input, so next double method is there. So in this way there is a separate method, next byte, next short, next int, next long, next float, next double. These are the 6 methods. Then next boolean. Then there is a method next, only next method, which is used to read a single word. And all these methods will read a token only. Token means as soon as it will get a space, it will stop reading the input, right? Like I have written an input here 10 space 15, and you are writing next int. So next int will read only this 10, and as soon as it gets a space, it will not read. It will stop reading here. One token it will read, and if you have to read the next 15, you have to write again next int, right? So these are the token based methods. But there is a method, let's say I said I have to read a name. I have to read a name. मेरे को एक input आने वाला है, किसी का नाम read करना है. Now you don't know how many words will be there in the name. It may be Alok Pandey, it may be Ravi Kant Sahu, or it may be a name having 5-6 words. तो मेरे को पता नहीं है, तो I have to read a complete sentence, you can say, या complete line. So I have a separate method, next line, right? And next method is used to read a single word. If you are sure that there will be a single word, like section, your section is maybe K1205, so that is a single word, so you can use next. You can definitely use next line also, but next will be appropriate. But I have to read a name, so I will be going with the next line method, right? But there is a problem with the next line. The problem is next line method is a line based method. It means it will read up to enter /n. It will keep on reading the input until unless it gets a enter, it means /n, right? So it will create some problem. Let us understand how we will be working with this and how we will deal with the situation. So let's say I have to read some input. Let's say I want to read the roll number, CGPA and the name, right? So let's say I want to read name, CGPA and roll number. So I will read the name. So how you read the name? I will have to create the scanner class object. So scanner class object creation is easy. First of all, you have to import a package. I told you java.util package, so you have to import the package. So package is always imported in the top, right? So I'll be writing the syntax here. Import is a keyword here, so all in the lowercase. All the packages names in Java are in the lowercase. So the package is java.util. Java.util means Java is already a package, and inside the Java package there are multiple other packages like java.io, java.util, java.nio, java.awt and so on. It means it is a package inside the package. So the package is java.util. So I will have to write java.util dot which class you want to import. If you want to import only scanner class, so you can write java.util.scanner. Otherwise, you can write java.util.asterisk. Asterisk means you are having the permission to use all the classes of util package. So, as of now I am writing here java.util.scanner. It is creating a readability that we are going to use scanner class, but if you write asterisk here, so it will be not clear to someone who is reading your code that which class you are going to use. Definitely later on it will come to know, but in the beginning it will not be clear. So, import java.util.scanner. So, I have got the permission to use scanner class, but I have to use the methods of scanner class. So, I have to create the object. Why? Because all those methods are non-static, right. So, we will be creating the object of scanner class. So, scanner, this is your class name. So, every word's first letter capital, some reference variable, let us say I am writing SC is equal to new scanner. New is a keyword, all in the lower case, and scanner is a class constructor I am calling. And here in the constructor of the scanner class, you have to tell from where you have to read the input. That means source of the data to be read. So, from where you want to read the data? I want to read from the console. So, console is represented by system.in. I have already discussed in a video where we have discussed system.out.println. So, I have told you that in system class is providing you out and ERR as static references and system.in means in is a static reference of input stream class. So, system.in is representing the console for input. So, we will write here so, this is the syntax of creating the object of scanner class. Scanner class name reference variable is equal to new scanner constructor, and the constructor receives the source of data. So, we are going to read from the console. So, system.in is representing the input stream from console. Similarly, if you want to read the file, later on we will understand. So, you can read from the file. So, you will pass the file here. Now, I want to read the first input is name. So, how will read the name? Next line. Name will be read using the next line. So, I will write scanner object dot next line. So, it will help you to read a complete string, complete sentence until the enter is pressed. So, that will give you string. Next line and next method will return a string. So, I will have to store in the string type of variable. String is a class, so S is capital. I can write string name is equal to sc dot next line. Now, next we want to read a roll number. So, roll number is int. So, I will be reading it using the sc dot next int, and this is an int type. So, I will store in the int type of variable. After that, I want to read a CGPA. CGPA is floating point value. So, generally floating point value should be stored in the double type of variable. So, I will take here sc dot next double. All these methods are written in the camel case. Every word's first letter is capital except the first word. So, this will be stored in the double type of reference. So, this is how you can read the inputs using the scanner class. But as I said, there is a problem when you are using the next line, right. So, what you have to do here is actually suppose now if I want to read one more input, let us say I want to read here your father's name. So, how we will be reading the father's name? You will say okay, I will write here a string father is equal to sc dot next line. right? But this is not going to work. This is not going to work, it will create a problem. This will not give you any, it will not, this line will not work. You can try this. Why? Because you have given this kind of input, you have given Ravi, Kant, Sahu, then you have given the input 10, then you have given the input 7.95, right. So, everywhere you have pressed the enter. Now, next line will read this one, this input will be read by this, then this roll number will be read by this, then you are writing CGPA, this will be read by this, and this enter that is /n is still in the buffer. Now, your next call is next line. So, when you call next line, it will read this /n from the buffer, right, because the /n is not read by the token based method. All the token based methods are there except the next line. So, it means whenever you are using a next line method after any other method, whether it be next byte, next sort, next int, next float, next double, next long, any method, if you use before next line method, so that method will read the value, but that /n is still residing in the buffer. So, whenever next line method will come, it will read that /n and it will say I am done with my input, and that is why that input will not be taken from your command line, sorry, console, right. So, it means whenever you are using these kind of token based methods, so if you want to use next line after that, so you have to first of all consume that /n. So, how you will consume that /n? You have to write a dummy next line method, because only next line method consumes /n. Rest other methods will not consume that /n. So, it means if you want to read that father's name also, so here before this statement you have to write one more next line, and this will consume the residual /n in your buffer, and then it will read your input. So, this is something that you need to test, and if you are getting this kind of problem in your previous versions of code, this is the solution, right. So, that is all for this video. Thank you.